This is taking years off of my life.
I'm so stressed out right now.
Which means I'm having a very fun time. Thank you, Trevor.
You're welcome.
To say that.
When last we left our heroes, who wants to run us through what happened?
We're in danger.
Yeah, sure are.
But less danger than we were a few seconds ago.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
We found the great white grizzly stag.
You sure
We
did.
did. He's very great.
And pretty grizzly.
Yeah.
Stag.
He was fairly unhappy.
He was already hurt when we found him.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, oh shit, buddy, I gotta dig a little deeper. So we did. Went further.
Yep, deeper into the Wolfswood.
We got into a little bit of trouble.
It's a small
A
jam.
little bit of trouble.
Seren had the thought that maybe if we were trying to find the camp anyway, it would just be easier if they showed us where it was.
I don't know if it's always the smartest choices, but you guys always make the most interesting ones.
We split the party.
We did.
You came into contact with May Flame while making your way through the forest. Yeah, you decided to just let yourselves be taken hostage back to their camp. You guys met another drow by the name of Taliesin, who seemingly had been there for a little while already.
We had some friendships show up, and by friendships we mean the other heralds.
Yes, who did not seem at all too pleased with you guys. The big one, at least, certainly hungry for some revenge, especially when you brought out the power staff. But nonetheless, you all managed to make your escape. You all made your way into the forests. As the sun was starting to set, you were able to form two small groups, though you were not able to find each other while fleeing your enemies. So we are currently split into two groups. We have Surrie, Seren, and Kashek in one, and Alcyone, Hieros, and Taliesin in the other.
Ian and the DM.
Ian and the DM in the other.
Fucking...
The sun is beginning to set. You can see the growing flames in the direction of the camp as you make your way away, both from the wall of fire and from the fire that Seren set, and it is beginning to grow dark.
You know what's probably not a great idea is setting a fire in a forest.
Well, it's too late for that.
It is.
Seren, Surrie, and Kashek being somewhat closer to the camp than the other group, the last thing that you hear is the cacophonous voice of the large herald shout out, "Well, you are hunters, aren't you? Fan out! Find them!"
Oh, God.
Night is setting. The fire is spreading. What would you like to do? You are actively being pursued through the forest.
Run.
Yeah,
Running.
we're running.
We're running. Great.
Would we say the light is dim?
Sure. It's sunset.
I'm just gonna go.
Let's start with Surrie, Seren, and Kashek. You are slightly closer to the camp, enough to sort of see the light of the rising flames and hear the commotion of the hunters beginning to, like, getting a war party together, and the howls of rage coming from the heralds. What would you like to do?
Yeah, alright, we've gotta run.
Is this a chase, mechanically speaking?
Not technically.
Okay.
You are being pursued,
Yeah.
but they are tracking you rather than chasing you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you have to move quickly, and some decisions will come to some inflection points. But it's not a chase, per se. We're not keeping track of movement speed or anything like that.
As we're sprinting.
Do you know if Hieros and Alcyone got out? Hieros was still in there when I left. I couldn't take him with me. We have to find them.
I don't know.
As we're running.
I'm following.
As you're sprinting.
Yeah, as we're sprinting, I'm following you. And then I put my hand on your shoulder, and then I will turn invisible.
Ooh, okay.
You still have your hand on my shoulder?
Yeah, so that you know where I am.
Alright. I believe you.
And, okay, so
Like,
once you say that, can I run up a tree?
Sure.
And I would like to make my way forward, following Surrie through, like, the branches.
Like jumping on treetops?
Yeah.
Between branches? Okay, great. Yeah, so with your monkish skills, you're able to sort of Hanzo your way up rather readily.
Okay.
Jumping from branch to branch, please give me an acrobatics check.
Non-natural 20.
Yes, so you are able to keep pace with your compatriots, or at least Surrie on the ground below, darting between
much faster
branches.
than me.
That's why I said I'm following you, though. Mm-hmm.
Yes?
The goal is just run, not hide.
Well, the goal's kind of up to you. If you want to hide or try to outrun, you are being pursued. However you choose to, it's kind of up to you what you want to do. There's no singular goal here. It's just don't get caught.
Yeah.
The thought in my mind is finding the others.
Ooh.
Is there any way I can try to intuit where they might be?
She used dimension door.
I know,
no
so I know
idea.
I wouldn't be able to track them, but
Not really. I don't know. If you can make me a case, maybe, but I nothing comes to my mind.
how far is 500 feet? Is that really far? Can you see that distance in in an open field? Not here,
It's about
obviously.
half a football field.
Okay.
Is it 500 feet or 500 meters?
Feet.
Oh, okay.
Am I right? The football field wise?
Why did I think it
believe
was
it's
300?
Football field is 900 feet because it's 100 yards. Nope, 300 feet.
I
So a
believe-
little bit longer than a football field.
Okay.
Football field and a half.
Wait, are we talking American football or European?
We're never talking about European football ever.
So, yeah, you're up in the trees. You are trying to run, is your plan currently.
I am. If anybody else has got a better idea, I'd love to hear it.
No. I assume I shifted out of my...
That's up to
owl
you.
form?
You can stay as an owl if you want.
Yeah, it lasts for fucking
It lasts
6
for-
hours.
That's
Yeah, a
hit
while.
point buff.
Yeah, I'll keep pace with them, which is still 60 feet.
Okay.
Or at least...
As an owl?
It would only be more, I assume.
I mean, you're an owl, but
Yeah.
staying in your shape, in wild shape.
For now.
Okay.
I'm kind of just gonna if we're talking about like a radius around the searching party, I'll just keep at the edge of that, if that makes sense.
How do you mean?
Literally, if they come closer, I'll back up a little bit, but I'm not gonna go past that because I want to stay near them. Does that make sense?
So you're kind of falling back to try to keep an eye on your pursuers?
No, I'm keeping pace with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you could outpace us, but you're not.
I have to imagine that an owl has more than 30 feet of flying speed.
It does, I think. I think it's 60.
quick.
Yeah, okay.
I was gonna ask if you use the sending stone, but it doesn't matter.
You both have the...
Because
Yeah,
Shek has the other
Yeah,
side.
So
yeah, your fly speed is 60 feet.
it is 60 feet, and I have a walking speed of 5. And I'm now just
Okay.
an owl.
So fly.
So if the three of you are just booking it,
Yeah.
Yes.
one person can do for the whole group, but I need a survival check.
Oh, not to metagame, but
It should be
it should absolutely.
I'm not
be.
even thinking about
Can
it.
anybody beat a 9?
Absolutely not.
15.
Okay, great. Making your way through the forest, Surrie, your feet pounding along the forest floor. Seren up in the treetops, darting between branches, and Kashek in an irregular owl form, navigating between the outstretched branches. The forest thins a bit and opens up into a little bit of a meadow, covered in wildflowers. Under different circumstances, maybe a nice sightseeing tour, but under the present circumstances, you need to keep moving. Would you like to make your way across the meadow? You can move faster, but you will be out in the open. Or would you like to continue on in the tree line, moving a little bit slower, but not so exposed?
I'm gonna cut right across.
Through the meadow?
I am.
Yeah, I'll do whatever Surrie does.
Cutting through the meadow, give me, again, it can be one of you, give me an athletics check to sort of breakneck across this open stretch of ground.
Hey, ain't this the negative strength mod crew?
How do you want me to interact with
Yeah.
you at this exact moment? Because
How do
I'm
you mean?
flying.
Well, I'm assuming that you're all still staying together.
Sure, but
I sure hope so.
cutting across a meadow, like cutting across open sky, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But he means in terms of sprinting. This is
We're not keeping track of movement, right? I'm not concerned with how much mechanically a character can move right now.
I know, but they're making an athletics check to see how fast they can get across the
It's
clearing.
just a roll for the whole crew,
Yeah, no, so.
just to avoid the very thing.
Yeah.
I think you're.
I can.
I'll do.
Or
I'll do
Are you
that.
proficient, at least? You're a monk.
In athletics?
Yeah.
No.
No, alright.
6.
6. Okay.
Oh, holy shit, I am.
Oh.
Sorry. I was plus
That's
4,
okay.
so you're probably still better.
Oh no, I have plus 0.
You're,
Ew.
you're an owl, so you don't have...
But you're an
Oh,
owl
right,
right
so
now,
you can-
so.
You can do it if. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. A 6.
Uh-huh.
You come to this sort of break in the forest. The sun now, half the sky a deep blue, and you can see the beginnings of the twinklings of stars. The other half a pinkish hue, as in the distance the sun sets. You come to this meadow filled with wildflowers, and hoof your way across it. Kashek in the air as an owl, swooping and dashing above you.
As I come down from the tree to follow Surrie across the meadow, you feel me on your shoulder again.
You make your way across. You can feel your heart pounding in your chest, drawing rasping breaths as you sprint fast as you can across the open field. Yes?
I'm scared. As we go through the wildflowers, I'm just gonna have the thought, if you'd like to help, I would not... That would be very good, thanks. But I'm just gonna keep running, but just because I saw the flowers.
Noted. Okay, noted.
Thanks, cool.
Yo, some monkey's paw just curled
Yeah,
somewhere.
I know. That's why I said I'm scared.
You make it to the opposite tree line after sprinting full out across this open meadow. And as you make your way back into the trees, as they again envelop over the top of you and you lose the sight of the skyline above, you continue at a breakneck pace, dodging between the trunks of the trees. But then, stepping out from around one of the trunks, a herald with the skull on their helmet. And we'll jump over too. So,
I'm gonna throw up and die.
Alcyone, Hieros, and Taliesin, you find yourself dimension doored, no sight of your companions, but farther away from the camp. You do not catch sight of the licking flames, or you can still just very faintly hear the commotion at the camp as the hunting parties are organized.
Sure.
What would you like to do?
So, yeah, we have no sign or indication of where our compatriots are? No? Alright.
The sun is setting. I mean, if you want to take measures to try and find them, I'll certainly allow it. But you are not sure at this moment where they would be.
Sure. To Taliesin, Alcyone will go, are you hurt? Can you walk at all? Or...
I'm afraid I am not quite in the spirits for a sprint at the moment. Just leave me behind, please.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. We need you, friend. And Hieros goes, if it's any, hopefully no discomfort to you, but I can lift you and carry you, no problem.
You would do that for someone you've just met.
Oh, sorry, my friend. Yes. I do this, or at least we did this all the time in Barovia.
Well, then I won't insult you by declining. And he just sort of holds his hand up. He's got several levels of exhaustion on him, so like he's like can barely keep himself standing. Cool. So he just kind of lifts his arms and like lets you pick him up
with a strength of 20.
Yeah,
Hieros just all right. Here we go, and just scoops him up. I suppose sort of bridal carry. It's probably
Oh, that's just this is bullshit. Yes. So at least at first, it will not impair your movement, being Hieros.
Yes.
Okay. What would you like to do?
We need to start moving. We need to get going. Hope the others catch up to us.
Okay. Taking off into the forest.
Yep.
Please give me a survival check.
Want to know what's making me the most nervous about this? The lady's here.
Oh god! I didn't even notice!
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't stay away from her.
Siren song calls you back.
Okay. What do we got?
We gotta make choices, you know?
We got 16.
Fantastic. You tear off into the forest.
As Alcyone, if it matters.
After dashing through the forest for a bit of a ways, you come to what seems to be a thicket of brambles with sharp-pointed thorns choking the way forward. You can either try to find your way around it, which will take longer, or muscle your way through. What would you like to do?
All right, I'm going to try something. Alcyone is going to attempt to walk up to this and sort of take a moment and breathe, and with a faint, discordant chord, attempt to cast Pulse Wave in the direction of the brambles.
Okay.
Trying to shove them away. So it's intense pressure unleashed in a 30-foot cone, and deciding whether pressure pulls or pushes creatures and objects. I'm pushing, obviously.
So you're just trying to, like, make a path?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just trying to blast a way through. Knowing full well it's likely to be something trackable, but if it's faster, we gotta risk it.
It's just brambles. They're gonna fail their save, so roll damage for me.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens.
We can do that. Let's see. 22 points of force damage.
Okay, yeah, excellent. So, Alcyone, you sort of... What does Pulse Wave look like for you?
So yeah, it's just a moment of takes a moment to breathe, and then her you wouldn't be able to see it all, but her tattoo sort of swirls slightly on her arm, and just a faint musical note that does not sound quite right loudly pings in a direction.
Okay. Yeah, so this Pulse Wave shoots out before you, and the brambles, just being natural growth, just sort of shatter in the wake of this wave of energy washing across it, and it makes sort of like a hedge maze tunnel clear through the thicket of brambles. The way is open and clear for you.
After you, Dad. Yes, I will bear the brunt of impact. I'll pull you in closely, my good boy.
You continue on, charging through the thicket of brambles. Well done. Let's jump back to...
Oh, God!
Oh,
Great.
God.
So the three of you,
Uh-huh.
you invisible,
Yes.
still, you an owl. So it's just our
You
friend
neither of
Sir.
those things.
Just our
Great.
friend Sir.
Immediately, as soon as I see her, I cast invisibility on myself and break right.
Okay, you do so. So you two are invisible, you're an owl. The herald steps out almost lazily from around the side of this tree. And as you turn invisible, Surrie, and immediately begin to break right, you see, still catching in the corner of your eye as you go to continue on your way, the herald just hold up a hand as if to flag you down. What do you do?
Run.
Keep running.
Just keep running?
Yes, please.
Okay. You just keep running. What would you like to do?
Can I do a quick insight check?
Sure.
10.
Just as you sort of course correct, like swing your wings to the side to kind of course correct to make your way away from where they have just emerged from the forest. But your owl eyes piercing through the dusky, dim light of sunset, their posture is very unthreatening, almost relaxed. You can't tell, and it looks like they're just trying to get in touch with you.
I'll follow my compatriots.
Okay. Just continue on into the forest? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then. You are not pursued. You come to a stream cutting through the wood here. It's about 30 feet across. It doesn't look incredibly deep, but you will have to cross it somehow. What would you like to do? Kashek's still being an owl. That's easy enough.
How far across?
It's about 30 feet.
Yeah.
Is this some sort of
Can't you run across it?
Oh. I forgot I'm the best class
That's
ever.
okay, take your time.
Monk level 9, baby.
I'm gonna run across the surface of the water like the
Without
coolest
breaking.
motherfucker on the planet, but I will pause to watch Surrie and see if she can get across, okay?
Without breaking stride, you make your way across the stream. Surrie, what would you like to do?
Well, you're
I have
invisible.
to, I have to just go.
Try to ford it,
cross
to try and swim
yeah.
across it. So you're trying to ford the river. Give me an athletics check, please.
Friends don't let friends ford the river.
Take a ferry.
Sure, you sure it's not
Nope, it's athletics. You're swimming.
cool? With that
6 foot, 30
9,
feet.
it'll be 8.
8?
Where does the river get to roll?
Oh man, brutal. Okay.
Bet you live in the river.
Okay. So, Kashek, you soar easily across the river. Seren, you easily just run your way across, stepping lithely on the surface as if it were solid ground beneath you. Sir, you
stopping.
come to the edge of the river and dive in, immediately trying to just forge your way across, throwing with reckless abandon, trying to paddle your way across the river. But the current is deceptively strong as you enter. It's not very wide, but it's very deep, and as such, the current is very strong. You begin to get pulled down the river, and you see kind of start to lose track of your friends as they make it your way to the other side. You do make your way across, but it's about 100 feet down the river from where your friends landed, and so you have to take some time sort of recouping.
Yeah.
And in that time,
Nothing happened.
something happens.
Oh.
In that time, you manage to regroup, Surrie climbing her way wetly out of the riverbank.
You feel my
You
invisible
can't
hand.
see me.
Oh shit! I forgot you're invisible.
Are you still invisible?
You're both invisible.
That's,
Well,
that's
fuck.
why I swam the river, because if I
Cast anything, it's
that's all my fucking second level spell slots, and I can't be invisible again.
Both invisible.
Yeah, so
You're
I mean,
an owl. Okay, then.
I'll look for Kashek in the sky to try and find
Okay,
them
then.
again.
You come out of the stream, but you know that you're a distance from where your friends crossed
Yeah.
the river. And you all try to make your way back relatively where you can figure you all are. And you're all invisible though, but you catch sight of Ven. And what you can see what looks like two groups of 4 elves wielding spears and halberds, kind of taking up ranks behind him. And Ven commands, "All right, we know they're here somewhere. Fan out, find them, and let's jump back too."
Alright.
Okay, so making your way through the field of brambles, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Give me another survival check, please.
This is
Okay.
taking years off of my life.
I'm so stressed out right now.
Valid.
Which means I'm having a very fun time. Thank you, Trevor. I just
You're
needed
welcome.
to say that out loud.
Yes.
Also valid.
Having the best time of my life.
Is this all right? I went back
is
and
great.
forth 100 times about exactly how to run this.
No, this is
We're just kind of keeping it. Yeah,
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
giddy
this
up.
is great. I'm just also very nervous.
That's 10.
A 10.
Yes.
Okay, you come to
Oh, great.
the mouth of a cave. A sort of hill rises up before you, and you can see, somewhat obscured through hanging vines, the dark mouth of a cave on the other side. What would you like to do?
We should probably go around this, yes? Does it, there's a way through the cave, or is it just...
It's pure darkness on the other side.
Yeah, let's not go into cave.
It could be a place to hide. It could be the den of a monster. It's up to you.
My instincts tell me that if we start to hide, we will be found. Because they are kind of hunting people. So, we gotta keep booking it.
Keep moving.
I think
Okay.
so.
There's sort of a cliff wall into which this cave is set. So you can either go in either direction along the cliff wall, or you can try to climb the face. What would you like to do?
Oh, we're gonna go around.
So kind of following the cliff wall.
Yeah, not the direction we came, if there's any option.
No, sure, yeah. So you can't, it's like, think of it like a T.
Sure.
You came at it from one direction, you're not going into the cave, but you can go in either direction following the cliff wall.
Yeah. We're gonna go left, just because that's
Great.
what Ian picks.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course that's what Ian thinks.
Yeah.
Okay. Following the cliff wall. Again, just trying to make your best pace through the forest.
Mhm.
Give me another survival check, please.
Okay. This one, Alcyone is going to say, "Dad, I think you'd have an excellent chance at maybe getting us out of here. Don't look at me askance." And so he's going to make the survival check with some inspiration.
Oh!
Yeah, bam! Oh. Okay. 11.
11.
Right? Yes.
Okay, let's see. Yikes. Okay.
I hate to hear it.
Okay. You follow the cliff face.
Uh-huh.
It does not end. You seem to have come to a sort of break, almost a continental break, where this forest, the forest above, looks down on the forest below, which you, in your panic and peril, make your way through.
How high is this cliff?
50 feet maybe?
Yeah, alright.
It just doesn't come to an end. It's hard to keep track of time in this sort of panicked escape. But you're making your way through the trees all the while, this just seemingly endless cliff face, almost mocking you at this point,
Yeah.
to one side.
Yeah.
If you're heading left, it would be your right side. Until eventually, you hear a sound like a thunder crack as a tree falls in the forest, and you are there to hear it. Standing on the other side, the monstrous herald, mace in hand. Let's jump back too. Oh, this is not going well.
No.
I thought it was going to go better than this. I thought it was going to go better than this. It's fine. We're doing great.
Jesus, is
You
it?
made the tables to roll on!
I never know what's going to happen. Okay.
The trick is to never think anything.
Can you just imagine Biden getting up to the State of the Union? Damn, this is not going well. It's one thing to think it, it's another thing to hear it from the dude that's in charge.
I'm sorry. Okay.
What horrible thing just happened to us?
You're within a stone's throw of Ven and his hunting parties.
May I scurry up a tree again?
Yes, you two are still invisible.
Mm-hmm.
They're very close.
Mm-hmm.
You see Ven clearly, and you can make out 2 groups of 4 of these, like, halberd, polearm-wielding hunting parties.
Mm-hmm.
You're making your way up the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a stealth check to get up.
22.
Great. No issue.
Yeah.
Making your way up into the treetops. Once you're up there, crouched between the ever-thinning trunk and the branches surrounding you, you can spy 2 more hunting parties of elves with longbows hopping along the treetops, just as you were before.
Mm-hmm.
What were the 3 of you? They're kind of they're fanning out in all directions around you. What would you like to do?
I saw one of these
So
parties.
you can just see Ven and the 2 on the ground. Seren clambered up a tree. You can see the other 2 in the treetops.
Can I see Kashek still in the sky?
I was just about to say that I was going to try to hide, so that's kind of up to you.
You're gonna try to hide.
Yeah.
You're an owl, so I think that's gonna be rather easy.
Cool, I'm hitting.
Make a stealth check at advantage.
Cool.
Owls fly so silently. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks, animal.
Thank God. 22.
Yeah, no problem.
Or as Kashek would say, hooty hoo.
Yeah, you sort of flutter your way to a branch and nestle into the hollow of a tree trunk and disappear from the world. In fact, you see a hunting party, a pod of elven archers with longbows. One of them touches down on the branch right in front of the trunk in which you're hiding and continues on their way, searching for you. You are expertly hidden, Kashek. What would you 2 like to do?
So now I can't see either of you.
No, you can't. You're effectively alone.
Okay.
You're both invisible.
I'm also gonna try to hide.
Okay. Give me a stealth check at advantage. So you're trying to just hunker down and just maybe wait until they pass by?
Yeah.
Okay. Stealth check at advantage.
31? Yeah, it's 19 plus 13, 31.
Yeah, no problem.
It's 32, actually.
32.
That's way better.
You managed to
DC is
find
31.
kind of a little den under some roots that you can kind of dig your way into. It's still invisible. And you just hunker down as you see both Ven and 2 hunting parties march their way by you none the wiser.
It's like when the hobbits
Yep,
are hiding.
I
from
I don't even know what I was thinking. That's why I went, oh my god, because that's the scariest scene to me.
The buds are crawling all over you, dude.
You can't, in fact, it's even spookier because you can't understand what they're saying to each other.
Just like
So
Lord of
there's
the Rings.
a tense moment where you're hidden in these tree roots, maybe sort of nestled under some leaves, even obscuring your visible form, and you just hear the heightened, angry voices of elves pass you by, hearing their footsteps, heart clenchingly close for a moment, but eventually they do pass. Seren, what would you like to do?
I guess I'm gonna do the same maneuver, but try to hide.
Hide in the tree branches?
Treetops.
Okay, stealth check at advantage.
Oh boy, oh boy. That's not great. 15?
So pretty good.
Yeah, okay. So you get up to the top of one of the trees, Seren, and once you're up there, you immediately spy the hunting parties with longbows dashing between the branches. And so you immediately just sort of crouch down, even though it's sort of instinct, even though you're already invisible. And you kind of flatten yourself out against one of the trunks. And it's a close call, like they come very close to you, and you have to sort of silently tightrope walk along one of the branches just to move out of the way as they're like directly on a path to collide with you, but you manage to do it, and the hunting parties pass. Well done, guys. It's a tense, 15 minutes.
It's our first success of the night.
As they're searching the trees, but eventually the sounds grow dimmer and dimmer as they make their way into the forest farther. Well done. Good job. But let's jump back to...
Oh, God.
How far is she from us?
She
just pushed a tree over.
She just pushed a fucking tree over.
Yeah, no problem. That's bad for it.
Maybe 30 feet away from you. As you make your... So there's a cliff face to one side, unbroken forest to the other, and ahead of you, she stands, mace in hand, looking at you. And though her face is obscured by the steel helmet, you can feel the waves of hatred coming towards you.
That's valid.
What would you like to do?
Alcyone is going to get behind Hieros, touch onto Taliesin on his shoulder, and whisper to Hieros, "Follow me back down the cliff fast as you can." And Alcyone is going to cast Dimension Door at using one of the 5th level slots. I'm burning through all of them, baby.
No, this is fucking fantastic. Go ahead.
Bringing Taliesin with her, and just a very small gate of darkness just appears. They're gone.
They're gone.
And Hieros is going to, with his 40-foot movement, start dashing the fuck back. That he's just going to look at this woman and just go, "No, thank you,"
and just start dashing back the other way. Where are you? Are you going to the top of the cliff?
No.
Or just back the other way?
direction.
Okay, great. Just going back the other fucking direction. So Alcyone, you dimension door back the other direction. Hieros, you begin to run. And Alcyone, even dimension dooring back as you spring back into existence, hundreds of feet down the cliff face. You can still hear the rage of her cry, "Cowards!"
To Taliesin, "I'm okay being a coward if it lets me be alive."
Okay.
Hope you're on the same page.
Okay. Fuck, what is that even? So...
That's 500 feet.
Yeah,
and then
you're
80
gone.
For Hieros.
You begin to sprint. You're just trying to sprint away.
Yeah.
Give me an athletics check, Hieros, to just fucking book your way as fast as you can away.
He's going to go into one of his moments of intense focus and rage. If that's viable.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just a sprint at this point. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, but he'll rage for I guess a round, because no one's... Well, hopefully no one hits him. But he'll get advantage on this. So that's 2 11s. Fuck me. Great. But for a total of dirty 20.
Very close thing, my friend. Yeah. So you take off sprinting back along the cliff face. And Hieros, you can kind of feel the herald again take off after you.
No.
And you sprint for what feels like an age, but eventually bobbing and weaving through the trees.
The forest is
his home.
Yeah.
You think you lose her, and you just eventually hear this again scream of rage. You can hear as multiple trees are being felled in frustration, but you just managed to fucking sprint your way out.
Yeah.
Whew, man, okay.
Alcyone is going to wait for Hieros to catch up.
Yes, eventually, if you're just following the cliff face, you do eventually kind of meet back up. You see the cliff face, the cave opening, kind of pass you by as you make your way in the other direction.
Not going to say hiding was a better choice, but I don't know why we always go left.
Okay, fantastic. Let's jump back to... Okay.
For those keeping track at home, I just had to swap out my water for tequila.
We jump back to... So you guys successfully hid as the hunting parties passed you by. Things were quiet in the forest again. What would you like to do?
Do you actually do that?
No.
You only really have a vague idea of where everybody is at this point.
Sound off who's invisible.
Yeah, at risk of
Does that...
blowing our position from where I am flattened against a tree, I'm going to do my best owl impression.
Okay.
Is that animal handling or performance?
Give me either performance or animal handling.
9 animal handling.
A 9.
Who?
Who? Who?
When? Damn it.
What?
How long do you wait before you do that?
Like, until I can't hear them anymore.
All right.
A reasonable amount of time, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Great. So the two of you hear a terrible owl sound.
I can tell a person made that noise.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Somebody might wear an owlbear cloak.
They sound like an owl.
Is there a stick anywhere?
Sure. It's of course, just sticks everywhere.
Pick one up.
Okay.
And then put it back down.
Okay.
I don't know. If you were looking, you would have seen a stick.
Did I see a stick move anywhere?
I don't
You guys have dark vision.
Yeah, you do. Give me a perception check.
It's the creep.
know. That doesn't work.
Hey, what's that stick down there?
That's a non-natural 20 on the stick's perception.
You see, looking towards the forest floor,
Perstiction.
you see a stick move up and then down.
Alright, I'm gonna
I tried.
You did. It worked.
You succeeded, buddy. She didn't. You did.
I'm gonna come down the tree trunk and then cautiously approach the stick.
Just kind of feeling out.
Do I hear anything?
You're both invisible.
And then hopefully...
Yeah, you just bump into each other at one point.
Why did this? You can't see me.
I would rather we not be able to be seen.
Yes.
I don't know if you could tell, but that wasn't Kashek just now.
I could. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Alright.
I assume I hear all.
I'm gonna
Yes, you would.
scan the skies for Kashek.
I flutter down.
Okay. You still a regular owl?
Yes.
Alright.
Is that Kashek? Are you just an owl?
Man, I wish Thought Speak was a thing.
Should we
What
keep...
does this plague mean to you?
Should we keep moving, or do you think we should regroup and wait for the others?
We don't know where they are. We don't know what direction they went. I want to find them, but I just don't know how.
We have the sending stone.
You both
Yeah.
have this.
You
I
and
know
I
it's
can-
yeah, it's
really
really bad.
unfortunate how
It's
it
really
worked out.
bad.
This one party has both seeing stones.
I think you used them.
I did use them
While
today
you
also.
were in the
Yeah, it's true.
you were in a tree
Yeah.
at the camp.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So we couldn't do it anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So they weren't a waste.
So, you all have found each other. What would you like to do?
I guess we just hope that the others make it out and take it back to...
We head back to Malawan?
You think we're gonna find the temple tonight?
I think we're gonna find them tonight.
No. I don't know. I don't know.
Alright. Just gonna take a second to, focus myself. Laugh all you want. Can I, Aragorn to the ground and tell how many are coming on horseback? You know what I mean?
You're trying to, listen for footprints?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't love that face.
No. I'm just trying... That's a good idea. I'm just trying to figure out what it'll be. Sure. You can try. Give me a survival check. Are you trying to listen for your compatriots or for your pursuers?
My pursuers. Because if they don't sound like my pursuers, then I'll know it's my compatriots. 17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what happens. So you guys are just kind of hunkering down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You press your ear to the ground, Seren. Just trying to tune into nature to give you clues about what is happening around you. You do not sense the footsteps of a large number of pursuers. So you feel reasonably safe that Van and his hunters who just passed you by have made some distance away. You also do not hear the footsteps of a smaller group. You can sense a singular pair of footsteps very close.
Did I hear or did I see that Harold put their hand up?
You did.
I think the herald from earlier is caught up to us. I don't hear Ven and I don't hear Hieros or Alcyone.
Then do we keep running?
I would keep running. I don't know what else to do.
Okay. Which way are we going?
keep running?
Do I have any sense of what direction town is in?
Give me a survival check.
Okay.
It's been a long night.
7.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because you were black bagged to get to the camp.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think you could even find your direction back to the camp at this point.
Yeah. Away from the direction that the hunters were going, I guess.
All right. So you're just keep moving into the forest.
Mm-hmm. This time I stay connected to Surrie again.
Okay.
I'll keep eyes on Kashek just so I know we're all together.
Okay. Let's jump back to you guys. You have escaped from the giant herald. You still can make your way along this cliff face. You know there's a cave somewhere in it.
We passed the cave.
You passed the cave,
Right.
yeah. Or you can continue on trying to find a way around to the other side. What would you like to do? Or you can try to climb. What would you like to do?
Sure. I'd like to continue our way around the other side now. To Taliesin, do you have any way of trying to find your way back, or any sort of magic that might guide us? It's alright if not, just curious. Want to exhaust all options.
Well, I don't know that we would want to find our way back to the camp. Where Malon may lie, I've been in prison far too long to know. But I might be able to find our way to the temple. The problem is, it requires a key to make its way into, and that I have no knowledge of.
No information regarding the key whatsoever.
It's an artifact. Some iconography of the moon goddess, which has been lost to time. It's possible to track it. Part of my research was tracking it through the histories, but I lost track of it. It seems to disappear from record. It's just around the same time the old valley disappears.
I may have an idea, actually, of where that may be.
Oh, really?
Did you hear that?
Yes. Oh, wait!
What the fuck?
What do you mean?
We have a compatriot, by the name of Seren, who was at a monastery for a moon goddess, and she constantly talks about the moon and to the moon, and has a ring about the moon. Founded in Barovia, which sounds the valley that disappeared. I don't know.
Did you say a monastery to a moon goddess?
Yes. Oh, if it helps, she is a person very much looking like yourself in terms of elvishness and complexion. That may be a lot of information, I apologize.
Certainly it is.
I'm not used to giving a lot of information.
No. You're quite capable, thank you. I'm sorry. Please do forgive me. I was locked in that cage for I don't know how long it is. Scrambled my wits. It seems to me we need to find your friend, then.
If we find them, you can get us to the temple.
I believe I could.
Then that's what we shall do.
Well, I have no inkling about where they might be. Do you?
No. But I trust my daughter. She is a master of many trades. Some of them she doesn't even know, to be sure.
The vote of confidence is nice, but we're a little at loss for it. But I guess I'll do my fucking best. I don't know. I mean, they probably wandered the same way we did. I don't know what direction they could have gone, though. Here, let's, this is gonna be tricky and risky, and might be more than we should deal with, but what if we got up on top of that cliff? Maybe either a better view, or I don't know, be easier to find.
What if we hit B and opened the map and saw where our companions were?
Oh, if only I'd thought to try that.
I don't know, I'm not a wilderness tracker.
Well, I believe I know very little about traveling the wilderness, despite, what brought me to this very situation. But I think Vantage is perhaps wise.
You said you could navigate us to the temple. Could we start moving that direction? That would be something at least.
I don't know if it will bring us closer to your companions, but I think I could. However, I will need access to the open sky for it.
Top of the cliff it is then.
Very well.
So you are going to come with me.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you're used to this by now.
My stomach isn't quite set from the last, but I'm ready.
You get used to it. Are there trees on top of the cliff?
There are. It's like, think of it like a shelf, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you were on the edge of the cliff above, you could probably see the sky. You know, just looking out over
Okay.
where your current level of the forest is.
Okay. If that weren't the case, I would have taken us a little higher up into one of the trees. But if we can see open sky from the top of the cliff, then we'll just go...
At least just because the tree line is maybe like matches the cliff face above.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making my way up the cliff. But no, yeah. So another dimension door.
Ooh, we're running out of spells.
Oh yeah,
I
we are.
mean, like one else to use.
No,
though.
5th level Celestis it could be used for anything, baby.
No. I mean, like,
No, this is
whatever
necessary.
kind of situation.
This is the time.
This is
This is the
necessary.
time.
This
Okay.
is not supposed.
So you dimension door, Alcyone tells into the top of the cliff.
Yep, and Hieros
Just climbs.
is going to climb.
Sure. We'll say he takes his time. I will make you roll for it.
Okay. Because he could do another burst of rage to...
I'm sure he could, yeah.
Oh,
Great.
oh.
Then, let's jump to...
Idiot squad.
What the fuck happened?
We're just hanging out, man. We're just chilling.
moving through the woods.
We're trying to
You're
figure out what
moving
to
back
do.
in the opposite direction, away from the pursuers, I believe.
The
Yeah.
Herald.
Yeah.
You're moving,
No,
yes.
away from them.
You're continuing
Yeah.
on into the forest,
Yeah.
Yes.
trying to steer clear of any pursuers.
Yes.
Okay. Give me another... It can be one of you. Give me another survival check, please.
I can do it this time.
Hooty hoo.
Hooty hoo!
Ooh.
I mean, we...
We shouldn't meta.
Yeah.
No, but can I do a thing that when we got to the top of the cliff?
Yes.
Okay. As Alcyone would help Taliesin get ready for his fucking thing, or whatever he's got to do, Hieros is going to sit down for a moment and attempt to consult the spirits. Take a few minutes.
Once he clambers up to the top of the cliff.
Yeah, take a moment, breathe,
That's your dad.
try to get used to this new thing, and take... This is 10 minutes to do the casting.
Okay.
So I don't know how long Taliesin's going to take to do his thing.
That's fine, yeah.
But he's going to consult the spirits to cast clairvoyance
Okay.
at the mouth of the cave. It's an invisible sensor that allows you to see or hear. Yeah, so that is going to be see then. As an action, you can switch between seeing and hearing.
Okay.
So a small invisible sensor. It's got to be a place that is either familiar to you or an obvious location unfamiliar to you. So this is familiar. We have seen it recently.
Yeah, you've seen the cave, yep. You've seen
So-
the mouth of the cave, yeah.
If it's within a mile,
It is.
at the mouth of the cave, Hieros is going to extend his perception and see through a little invisible sensor at the mouth of the cave.
Okay. What does that reveal?
That just allows him to see anything in that area. So that's 10 minutes of casting, and it lasts for another 10 minutes. So
Give me a perception check.
great. Oh, a perfect straight roll. We love those. A healthy little 13.
13.
Yeah,
Auspicious.
with dark vision, to be known.
The cave carries on into darkness. You can see the sort of walls of it as long as your dark vision pervades, but eventually it still just fades into darkness.
Sorry, mostly it was looking. The entrance to the cave was a landmark for him. Looking
Oh,
out
you're not
from
looking
it.
into the
Yeah,
cave.
yeah,
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. You're looking outside.
Yes, keeping an eye out in case
Okay.
anyone comes by.
I see. Okay,
If
great.
that- yeah.
Yes, thank you. Okay. We'll come to that then.
Yeah.
Let's jump back to you three making your way farther into the forest.
Uh-huh.
What was the survival check?
You tell me, Robin.
3, my lord.
3?
Hey, why'd you make this survival check?
I don't know, because I said I would.
Woof.
Yeah, tell me about it.
3.
Uh-huh. Pretty sure I could do the math on that one, too, +1.
Okay. 3, huh? Okay. Yikes.
Maybe you just find all of the poison ivy in the whole forest.
With your
So-
face.
The two of you
face.
still invisible, and Kashek still an owl.
Mm-hmm.
get out of your respective hiding places and carry on deeper into the forest. You make your ways away. A lot of danger seemingly has passed. You're just and you're probably pretty out of breath by this point. And making your way through the geography of the forest. Unfortunately, Surrie, invisible as you are, you come to this sort of path that on one side is sort of a sloping hill, and on the other side, a sloping downward hill. And you're kind of navigating this little, not a man-made path, but
Like a deer
making
path?
way, yeah, like a deer path along this sort of slope. As you continue on, your foot makes a contact with a loose stone, which dislodges and begins tumbling down the side of the cliff, knocking loose other stones, and causing a sort of tiny little avalanche. Not big, but it does make, in the dead of night, a rather obtrusive sound.
Nas cool MP3.
You then hear from behind you, along the deer path, before you can make visuals. I know you're there.
Kashek, pick a direction and go.
I don't mean to harm you.
Do I hear that?
You do.
I said what I said to you.
I'm not gonna run.
Do I see Kashek run?
No, you don't. He's not.
I'm not running.
Well, you're flying. Do I see Kashek flee?
You're still an owl?
I'm
Do you
not.
just
He said
leave?
he's not.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So you're just like landing on a branch and staying still?
Yeah.
Okay. You two pick out, above. You're sort of on this narrow path. And above, you see Kashek just sort of land, still in his owl form, land on a tree branch. And look back from the direction which you came. And eventually, emerging from the darkness, you see the herald. With the skull icon on their helmet. Emerge out of the blackness. At this point, the sun is fully set. And sort of emerge from the darkness along this same path you've been traveling.
When I see Kashek land, can I try to quietly get to the other side of this path and hide behind a tree, I guess?
It's not really it's a slant up and a slant down. And it's either forward or back on the path.
Understood.
Do you know what I mean? You're like on a hillside. And there's a little ledge that you're making your way across.
You still feel my hand on your shoulder.
The herald continues making her way along the path. And she's still a distance away. Maybe 20 feet away from where you both sit invisible. And you see, even in the darkness, she comes to a standstill. And lifts her helmet off. And coupling it under her arm, you see the face of another drow. Her hair is stark white and in a thick braid, which as she removes her helmet comes to fall around one shoulder. Her eyes are also pure white. The iris is sort of just an eggshell color, barely distinguished. You probably can't even notice it in the darkness. And her lips, also against her purple skin, a slate white color. I know you're there. I need to talk.
I'll land and revert.
At least one of you can see reason. Where are your friends?
I'll drop the spell.
And one more makes three.
I'll step into the middle and drop being invisible also.
There you are. It's been quite a night, hasn't it? You've a lot to answer for, you three. But I don't come to make judgment or pass punishment. I want to talk to you. What do you say?
You're speaking now.
I know why you're fighting. I understand. And suddenly her face, she kind of looks to the ground for a moment. And you see sort of the weight of years crash off her face, and she looks back up at you. And her eyes just kind of bore into each of you as she makes eye contact. You have no idea what is coming. Believe it or not, I am trying to help you.
So we should just lay down and die?
No, not die. That is exactly what I'm trying to avoid.
Then what?
Come with me. Meet my master. Prove your worthiness and become his servant. Then you will at least survive.
We could help you.
I know you believe that, but you can't. I can help you. That's why I've come to you. And that's the offer I make now. What say you?
What is the alternative?
Perish.
Ah.
As all have before. You can't stop what's coming. You can only become a part of it.
When she says perish, do I get the sense that she means like tonight, or does she mean like eventually?
Ultimately,
Okay.
there is salvation in compliance. That is what I offer.
You will perish someday, will you not?
Of course I will, as will we all. But wouldn't you rather have as much time on this earth as you can? Is that not why you run now?
When I perish, I will not be ashamed that I ran and hid while others died.
Mulings of a child.
Time consisting of what? Killing people? Slaughtering innocent people?
I've done my time as a servant.
It is a choice I made. Do I look ashamed? Should I think less of myself? Do I seem to you weak-willed?
Would you like me to answer that honestly?
You are terribly sarcastic for one on the run.
Are you making your own choices, or are you doing his bidding?
I offered you help.
I make my choices to save my people. I am trying to help you. If you don't want to accept my help, that is another matter entirely.
Help freely given is not the same as help coerced.
It is not coerced. It is given. It is simply the only way. You cast judgment on me, but you know me not. You know not what I've seen.
I don't. I offered you help.
You know, you speak out of ignorance. I know that you believe what you're doing is right, but it will only end in your destruction. Please believe me.
It seems we have separate paths to follow then.
You reject my offer.
I wish you well.
She looks genuinely pained. I tried. I let you go this time in good faith. Puts her helmet back on. You should go. The hunting parties are not long behind. The next time we meet, I will do what is necessary.
So will we.
This I have no doubt.
Should you change your mind, you clearly know where to find us. Or how.
Go. You begin to hear the sounds of the hunting parties making their way through the forests.
Turn invisible again.
I just
Out?
go, you know?
You go. Okay. You continue on this sort of small little deer path.
I'm
Flying
check
again.
now. Yeah,
Sure,
but I'm
yeah.
fine.
Okay. Let's jump back to. You make it to the top. Hieros casting his spell. You do not see anything passing by the mouth of the cave. You make it to the top of the cliff. And as you make your way up, to one side of you is still just more forest as the surface continues on level. But on the other side of the cliff face, which you just dimension doored your way to the top of, you see sort of a slice of unbroken sky as the tips of the trees of the forest below now kind of rest just at your feet. You sort of lay Taliesin back to the ground. All right. Listen, I hope this still works. And from his robes, he pulls what looks like a sundial. Small, fits in the palm of his hand. And he holds it out to the open sky above and whispers some words in Elvish. I don't know if any of you, if Alcyone speaks it.
Neither she nor Hieros do.
Great. Then whispers some words in Elvish. and the sort of prong of the sundial begins to illuminate with sort of divine, pale moonlight. And it casts a shadow, much as a sundial does in the open air as the sun beats down upon it. It sort of casts a shadow in one direction. I can lead us there, if that is where you mean to go. But without the artifact, without the key, it will be fruitless.
Well, we don't know where our friends are right now, and we don't know our way back to Malorn. This at least is a way we can go. Maybe they can find us. We've no better hope running across them any other direction we go.
We put our faith in hope, then. I'll point the way, if you would be so good as to continue to carry me.
Oh, that is... Oh, Hieros gets up. That is not a problem. Climb a few cliffs in my day. I can carry several people.
Okay.
I once pulled a cart instead of horses.
Really?
The horses were eaten by wolves.
Quite the feat of strength.
Twice. Anyway, up you go.
You continue deeper along the cliff face, deeper into the forest. You follow Talison's moonbeam.
Mm-hmm.
Let's jump back to.
Is it visible?
It's sort of like, if you can picture like the face of the sundial and the prong coming out of it, which is glowing, and then it's casting a shadow, kind of pointing in a direction.
Gotcha. So he's not like homing beacon from like the sky?
No.
Maybe a glow stick.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Okay, the three of you. Somebody. One more survival check as you make your way deeper into the forest.
I'll do it.
You do it.
You do that, buddy.
You can have some.
11.
He also rolled 2. Makes you feel better.
Okay.
Efficient in so many things.
The three of you.
I mean, to be fair, like, we're being let go, and she.
By her, not by Ven and
Mhm.
his
Sure.
squad.
But like,
Too true.
is she not in charge?
No, I have to assume the big lass is in charge.
No.
Although that's,
It
I
was
should
just
work
saying.
on my personal biases.
You three continue to make your way along this deer path, and eventually it kind of empties out, and you're just amongst the thicket of the trees again. You make your way for an indeterminate amount of time, until an almost impossible sight greets your eyes. What looks like an inn. Warm light merrily spilling from the windows, nestled between the trunks of 2 enormous trees. Smoke pleasantly rising out of the chimney.
Is this one of those things where we need to not speak to anyone?
What the fuck?
What would you like to do?
It didn't feel the same.
Is it obviously magical? Sorry, man.
I don't know if it's obviously magical. It's incredibly strange that it's here.
Okay.
Have we even heard anything about someplace like this?
Well, I was imagining it was like where Felicity and Ferocity took us.
The inn itself, or where we are right now?
I mean, if we managed to get through a little rift into the Feywild or something. Fishak?
So you said between 2 trees.
Mhm.
Can I like look around the side of the tree and still see it, or is it just like, oh, this is okay.
It's a building.
Cool. I'm gonna use predator senses to cast detect magic.
Great.
It's
Yeah.
a ritual for 10 minutes. If I need to do it faster, I can use a spell slot.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
It lights up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Very clearly magical.
It is certainly magical. I could not say if it is nefarious.
Magical as in it's not really there, or magical as in we walk inside and who knows what'll be there.
I am not sure.
I don't know.
If I go up to it and I look, are there like windows?
There are.
Kinda-
Yes, warm light spills out across the sort of patio, or the porch, the wooden porch that is set out front of it.
Can I look through the window?
You may.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, looking in through the windows. There's a pleasant hearth roaring inside. Looks like several tables. No one inside. You don't see anyone inside. But it looks very comfortable.
This is always good.
Fur rugs laying across the floor, crackling hearth, lovely wooden bar set across. Just looks like a tavern you would come across at any crossroads, but here it is in the middle of the forest.
Stick my hand in my pocket, and I'm gonna start playing with the moon-shaped rock that the boy gifted me, for lack of anything other to do. I don't know.
I don't know. Kashek, you know more about the Feywild than any of us. Exactly.
In practice.
I mean, it's like
I've only been there once and I was dead most of it.
What would you like to do?
worst case scenario. We've got a different problem to deal with.
Yeah, the whole tavern's a mimic. It's fine.
Suddenly, new problem.
I like our chances with a mimic better.
Yeah, true. Okay, I suppose... What else are we gonna do? Just wander around until we...
We could make camp.
Yeah, but then it's only...
I am aware it is not the perfect solution.
It also may only be a matter of time before they all find this as well. I don't know.
What happens if I knock on the door?
We can at least go in.
You knock on
Take
the door.
out. Yeah.
The door swings open as if by its own volition, and wafting out of the tavern, a wondrous smell greets all of you. Surrie, to you, it smells like the blue water. Kashek, to you, it smells like the cookpots you would share with wayward travelers as you were guiding them through the desert.
Oh, fuck me up, dude.
You're like, hot pot, yes.
Seren, to you, it smells like Dimitri's tower.
What?
Oh, like the tower.
Shut up!
Oh,
Yes,
Come on!
they only kissed. He kind of died.
Kind of.
Why do you think I'm so sick of getting this baby owlbear turned back into a human, dude? We have unfinished business.
Clearly.
We should make camp.
Why? What's wrong?
No.
What?
We haven't had to make wisdom saves yet.
Yeah.
Yet!
What would you like to do?
I don't
You
trust this
stand
place.
on the sort of doorstep here. The door swung open, heavenly smells coming out to greet you.
It smells like the cookpots I would have shared with travelers.
Mm-hmm.
The spices that I am smelling are quite rare. I find it hard to believe that a tavern here would possess them.
And I'm not smelling spices, which is a problem.
I feel like that's not meta.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't trust this place.
Am I getting any vibes? Weird.
We're in danger.
I vote we keep moving.
Alright, I trust you, Kashek.
Right.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
Yeah. Good to hear. And his head turns 180, goes.
Listen, I feel like you think you're smarter than Dvorik, and I feel like I would trust Dvorik in this situation, so...
I wouldn't trust Oracle,
Not-
so...
You all
Why is
look
it-
like you could use a
Oh
room.
my god.
On the other hand, there's exactly one smell coming out of this tavern for Doric, and what is it?
Emerging from a staircase that travels up to a second level from behind the bar, a beautiful, matronly woman makes her way down the stairs.
Stick back, slut.
Her hair falls in like a silver cascade behind, and it sort of sweeps along the stairs as she moves her way down. You'll fare much better in here than out there. They're very close to finding you.
I don't doubt that they're very close to it, but please forgive me. It's been a very long night.
Is that check?
Yeah.
I understand your caution. But don't worry. Seren. Sorry. I'm afraid I don't know your name, friend.
Thank God.
Your companion is still welcome.
What?
Wait,
Does
what?
her voice sound familiar?
Wait,
What?
what?
Yep.
What?
Momentary relief.
This is Kashek.
Mysterious.
I'm afraid...
Please, do come in. They will not be able to find this place.
Why? How?
Because I will it.
Who are
I
you?
step
A friend.
forward.
I'll watch her ass walk in.
Please forgive me. you're familiar with our names and I'm not familiar with yours.
That is the case.
Understood.
Please, do come in and rest yourselves. You will be safe here.
How is it you know us?
Why, my dear Surrie, can you truly think of no reason why I should not want to help you and your friend? It matters not. Do come in.
I'm
You
so
will be safe
frightened.
here.
Does she look familiar?
Nope.
I'm already in, so I thought with my stupid brain today.
Do I feel like I trust this?
Seren's already inside.
Yep. Go in.
Must protect the idiots.
You go
I
in.
feel like I trust this.
I don't know, you can insight check if you want.
I'd love to. We'll see what
If everybody wants to insight check, it's just
Fucking sure.
Why am I
Seren's
not
already
proficient in
fucking
this? What the
rolling
fuck?
For what it's worth, that was a 19 on the insight check.
10.
Hey, not 20.
Yeah.
So 25.
25.
19.
19.
10.
10. Okay. Kashek, this is fucking weird.
No.
But you feel a servant of the enemy would feel more foul.
Capital E?
Foul?
Like servant of the enemy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, guess what? Dumb
I'm just
bitch
making
just
a little
forgot
range
what
fuck.
letter
That
foul
is-
begins
yeah. Seren.
with. Mm-hmm.
It's certainly weird. But just pinging in the back of your head, something feels familiar about this woman. It's not even a... It's just pinging. You can't fucking place it for the life of you, but you trust her.
Uh-huh.
This is weird.
Sure is, buddy. Okay.
I'm still not over. Surrie, Seren, I'm afraid I'm not familiar with your friend, and you see Kashek visibly go, phew, and Seren goes, this is Kashek.
Wait!
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
You make your way inside, and the door, of its own volition, shuts behind you. Let's jump to the three of you making your way further through the forest, following the sort of moonbeam of Taliesin.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way through the forest for what feels like hours. And in fact, above your head, at this point, the hints of dawn. Still a ways away, but the suggestion of it starts to take place. You eventually find yourself before a massive cliff face. Different from the one you came upon before with the cave. It is sheer, as if cut by some mechanical apparatus. It feels slate, like a slab of marble. Coming down, kind of dancing across it, are vines from far ahead where you can kind of see it come to its top. It stretches out, and from this vantage, almost endlessly in either direction. It looks like, imagine yourself standing before the wall from Game of Thrones,
Sure,
but it's stone with vines coming down from it. To one side is an enormous... It's one of the trunks of the huge trees that you saw buildings made out of in Malorn. However, it seems to have long since toppled over. It only goes maybe 50, 60 feet up into the air until it sort of spikes off where the tree cracked. And at its base, the entire base of it is hollowed out. And peering inside is what looks like a well-worn den of a massive animal. What would you like to do? There's this hollowed out tree, which the inside of which looks like a huge animal den. What would you like to do?
Look to be about appropriate dimensions for a great white grizzly stag.
It sure does.
So if they scared him off from here, but they're not around here. That's weird.
Well, of course, they may have found this place, and coming here would have come within a hair's breadth of the temple. But again, without the key, the artifact, there's no way beyond this point. But I believe all my research points to the temple being on the other side of that wall.
But the key would get us into that wall.
I believe so.
So, we make camp here.
I hope your friends find us.
It's not a very good hope, is it?
Well, who's to say? These forests are watched over by the moon. Strange things can happen within their boughs.
Many strange things happen in woods. All the time.
You need only open a book of children's fables to find that much out.
Oh, yes. This looks like the big man's home, but if he's not here, perhaps we can make...
Well, as you said, I believe you said he was driven away, yes?
Yes, we discovered him. He was assailing the bees for the meadery.
Oh, curious. I wonder what would have driven him so close to civilization. Terrible tragedy.
Yes, well, we were hoping that we could figure it out, or perhaps it was these individuals, and they found that's what is curious, strange. I mean,
I don't believe you told me what, when you met him, ultimately became of the Moon Kid.
Oh, yes, the Moon Kid, as you say. We
I believe they have a rather charming colloquial name for him, but...
Great White Grizzly Stag.
Ah, very charming, yes.
It's fairly descriptive.
Ah, well, it is not inaccurate.
I understood.
Let us say.
He was, Alcyone here was able to get him to rest, and our compatriot was able to help mend some of his wounds that he had taken. He appeared to have been, after seeing the enormous weapon that Hunter was wielding, I would not be surprised if it was after an encounter.
That would seem to fit their MO. Bastards.
But he was resting and looking better when we left him.
I think that was a wise choice. Very intelligent, Moon Kid. I think they may even recognize you should your paths cross again.
Well, I certainly hope he doesn't mind us borrowing his home, otherwise we've just delivered him a very convenient snack.
Well, that's for the gods to decide.
It is. Let's just hold up here and see if we can get some rest. Maybe they'll come over us. Well, who knows?
With any luck, your friends shall find us here.
I like you, Taliesin.
You're very kind.
Thank
I
you.
must say, I thought my run was done there in that cage. But life is full of surprises.
As you say, the moon watches over this. Perhaps we were guided to you.
A comforting thought. Hopefully her good grace will take us all a bit farther.
Just a bit of luck, I think.
Well, where should we make camp? I must admit I am very much looking forward to a bit of a rest.
I think we should, if we are inside this hollowed out den, we will at least be out of sight. Out of sight of any passers-by.
Seems to be ready-made for us. Well, let's bunk down then.
Let us do so. We'll do that.
We do so. Making camp in the hollowed-out den of this ancient tree, pressed up against the sheer cliff face, which Taliesin promises on the other side of which lies the temple.
Hieros do his best to cook up a little snack before we'll sleepy.
Sure.
As he does.
Yeah, it's rough going, but Hieros has a certain flair. He can make even rations seem comforting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, actually, give me a performance check.
Okay. I have cooking utensils proficiency if it helps.
Yeah.
Great.
Absolutely. Add it up.
That's a total. Wow, goddamn. Total of 23.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. It's meager provisions you're working with. And maybe Hieros spends a little bit of time walking through the woods on the edge, picking up some berries and a few more things to add some flavor. And though you're working with rough rations, you managed to put something together very comforting. That's going to remove one level of exhaustion from our friend Taliesin.
Oh, great.
Well
That's
done, you.
Good. He
Looking a
needs
little
it.
more peaked.
Yeah, all right. He needs it.
You made him that chicken noodle soup, babe.
Yeah, it's for the soul. Rations for the drow scholar's soul.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Let's jump back to all of you come in this very cozy. As soon as you walk inside, the air around you is warm and comforting. The weariness seems to leach out of your bones in the promise of this comforting tavern hall. Now then, you all look as if you've been through quite the trials and tribulations. Can I get you anything? Your silver matron requests of you all.
If you have information, I wouldn't say no.
Information? Whatever about?
Did our companions make it out?
I'm afraid they did not come across me, so I have no knowledge of them. But you are all competent and capable. I'm sure they are fine.
What did you say her race was, did you?
I didn't.
Okay.
She
Ostensibly human.
looks human-ish, but kind of has this ethereal... Like, her skin is kind of glowing with moonlight and radiance. Like this silver light kind of coming off of her. Something troubles you. Speak your mind, I beg.
I did not know how reluctant or not so you would be to offer me any help. All things considered.
I will offer whatever help I can for you too. I owe you that much.
You're on your own, Kashak. My apologies.
Mm-hmm. And your compatriots, of course, are as welcome as you are.
Do you know where they might be going?
Your friends. I imagine they seek the same thing you do when you set out into the wood. The temple. And you, my dear. She reaches out, she sort of extends a hand and takes it.
No,
and
God.
she sort of thumbs your ring on your hand. You've all you need to get yourself there.
If we keep going the direction we were, will we find it?
You need not continue out into that dark night. Let me carry your burden, just for this length. Sleep. Rest.
Alright.
You've done me a great turn, and I owe you all invariably.
Do I have any idea what you
Yeah,
could
just
possibly
fucking
mean?
relax.
No, you good hands. You can always
I
just
don't know what
ask.
to ask.
Huh.
I already asked how she knows us.
And she said, mind your damn business.
She said she owes you a favor.
Were you looking for this back afterwards?
Certainly not. That is your champion ring. You earned it.
Can I make a religion check?
Sure.
Mom?
Hey.
Strange silver lady in the forest. Something queries your mind. Please, we are all friends here. Ask.
I just wish I could remember what it was we did for you.
You helped my father. Put him to rest. Once and for all.
Oh.
Yeah.
But we have talked enough. Let me feed you. And sleep. Here, those who hunt you will find no avail. I've hidden you from.
Thank you.
In the morn, I shall set you on your way.
He did a great turn for us as well, in the end.
A great turn was done in his home. What should you like to eat? Now, friends, we come to it.
I'm really not picky. Kashak, you can't get things made with spices from your home very often, can you?
Meat. That I can provide in ampleness.
Uncooked, right, Kashak?
Only too well.
But cooked for us, I
Yes,
think.
please.
Let me fetch something for you all. And she sort of glides away, back around the bar and into the back.
The dragon.
You're so smart! You're so smart, dude.
I guess that makes sense. They're very long-lived. I didn't even think about it.
Right. I was going to ask about Hieros.
Unless I'm really behind everything and I'm just...
You're farther than I am.
Kashak, did we tell you that we didn't really meet a dragon, we sort of... It's a very long story, actually.
What was the question?
That was fun.
As long as this isn't a very elaborate ruse, I have to assume we are safe here.
That is comforting.
Okay.
I feel like I want to go outside and scream again, but that's a terrible idea.
You could try. Knock at the door will open.
After a turn, the matron again comes back out, laden with 3 dishes, which she sets before each of you all. And each dish is the most delicious thing that you can think of at this moment.
Toast.
If you like.
Seasoned meat.
Seasoned meat, toast, and
I don't know, whenever Hieros cooks for breakfast.
whatever Hieros cooks for
Yeah.
breakfast.
Flapjacks.
Do you all eat?
Yeah.
You feel like sort of a warmth spread from your chest as you eat out to the tips of your fingers and toes and kind of encompass your whole body. Rest now. There will always be more time. And please, do not be afraid to call on me should your need be dire. That you all drift.
At the table?
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Nice.
Your face down in your pancakes.
I wanted to do something.
What do you want to do?
Well, I wanted to talk to a manager.
Okay. What do you want to do? As you're eating and sort of lulling off to
I
sleep.
mean, I wanted to be alone for it, but that's okay.
I'm in a trance.
It's a big tavern.
I am entranced.
But we're not, like, going to rooms to spend the night.
You can do whatever you want.
I've kind of cozied up here in front of the fire.
Is there somewhere with a mirror?
Naturally. Up the stairs to your left. Be careful, though, small one. You tread on dangerous ground.
I know.
And I shan't bar you. You make your way up the stairs, which you first saw her descend. And there's a hallway that kind of goes off into the distance. You can't exactly see where it ends. On either side, doors line it. Selecting one, moving into the room. Everything that you could think of that you would need is there.
Go into the one
Into a
she
full,
said to.
including a full body mirror.
Great. I'll attempt to make contact with my manager.
What do you say?
I have some questions. Not about you, if it helps. Well, never mind. I could use some help.
Okay. Persuasion check.
That would be 15.
Uh-huh. That's enough. You make your way into this strangely furnished room that has everything that you could need as you walk into it. You stand in front of the full body mirror and sort of try to reach out to your guy. And after a few moments, you feel that earring snap to the back of your neck. Where are you? I can't find you.
I don't know.
Huh. Curious, Seren. Curious.
But you can hear me.
Certainly, I always hear you, little flower.
Great.
I'm always listening.
Wonderful.
I always have time for you.
So you say.
What is it I can do for you? It appears you've had quite the day, I must say.
Yeah, indeed. Is there anything you know about this Vonnekin?
Vonnekin? I wish I could help you, little flower, but he's of your realm, and therefore not my business.
That's something. I've got 2 more.
Please, we've got all night.
Is there any way at all you could put me into contact with Hieros or Alcyone?
I've got no interest in them, why would I?
Because I would like to speak to them and see where they are.
No. I don't think I should.
Fair enough. Lastly,
Trust yourself. You've more than the skills necessary to make your way through this trial.
if you say so.
I do. And so shall it be.
Alright. Lastly, is there something I should call you? Or I could call you? Not your name, it doesn't have to be your name.
Well, too right it shouldn't. My true name would take 100 of your years to pronounce, and then you'd be dead, and what good would you be to me?
Exactly, I simply don't have the time.
So for now, just call me the Maestro.
I shall do.
Excellent.
Well, thank you.
I'm at your beck and call. Is there anything else I can do for you? Little flower.
That's all I've got.
Well then, good luck on whatever perilous journey you find yourself in. Just remember, don't go dying again before I get what I need.
I will try my very hardest.
I know you will. Good night, little flower.
Good night.
And he vanishes from the mirror.
Sometimes Trevor is so clever it makes my brain bleed.
Can you put me in contact with Alcyone and Hieros?
No.
Yeah, he had a point. He had a point, I just thought I would ask.
Why though? Why would I do that?
I don't give a fuck.
No, whatever.
He was pretending to know who Hieros and Alcyone are, but he was like,
Oh, he knows who Hieros is.
oh yeah, you're right.
Anything else?
That's all I got. Thanks.
So then the two of you drift into a deep and abiding sleep. And after finishing your conversation, you also fall onto a lovely feather bed up in this room that you've discovered. All of you sleep soundly through the night. And when you awake, you find yourself in a tent. Crawling outside, you're in a lovely little forest clearing around a crackling campfire.
Is it the same forest clearing that we entered last night?
Who's to say?
Uh-huh.
I wish I could.
But you all find yourselves in tents as you wake up.
This is pretty intense.
What would you like
I
to
am
do?
pretty, and I am in a tent.
Yeah. Are we alone in singles, or are we all in one?
You are each in an individual tent.
Poke my head out and see that there are two on either side, hopefully.
Yep, you're in a sort of a circle around a small bonfire at the center of your little camp.
Is there sounds of anyone else stirring in the morning?
Yep, your
Look it up.
compatriots are waking with you.
Kashek pokes his head out, like the front end, like towards the bonfire, and he goes. And then you see him walk through the back and just sort of get up and go. And then he goes back inside.
Do you think
Alright.
it would be in poor taste to keep these?
I don't see the harm in trying.
Well, it's just that I feel like if we leave them here, then they'll know that at least 3 of us made camp, and that's...
Sorry, I just heard the DM roll.
The what?
You hear as you awake, as Alcyone, Hieros, and Taliesin awake in the morning.
Not eaten by Grey White Resistance?
Not eaten by a great white grizzly.
Well, I was kind of worried
That you
about
know
that.
of.
The
You
whole...
hear familiar voices in the distance.
Well, it's just more...
Should we take these?
Just that I think if we leave them here, then they'll know that we were here making camp.
Yeah, if they can even see them or if they even stay once we leave.
You're
I
doing
don't
all
know.
of this.
Right.
Both of you wait here.
But I don't see the harm in trying. Might as well, right?
I don't really usually have any use for a tent, but...
We've got this whole bag.
Hieros throwing his shirt on.
He slept with no shirt with a stranger around. Yeah, okay, that was a dumb question.
Yeah, he's gonna wander out of this den and just wander towards the source of those voices.
You do so. Before too long, you come to a pleasant clearing, in the middle of which is a pleasantly cracking bonfire, and you see your 3 compatriots poking their heads out of a number of fine tents. The 3 of you see Hieros stumble out of the brush.
Hieros!
You are not an illusion.
Not as far as
I
I,
don't
know.
think so.
That's good.
I run over to him. I run over to Hieros.
About forward. Enormous hug. Enormous hug, Surrie.
I was
Sorry.
waiting for Hieros, who's Rose.
Sorry, does he
Wait, what?
feel like an illusion?
No. I was so worried about you.
I was very worried about you, but I also knew that you would have yourselves well taken care of.
Alcyone's okay too.
Oh, she is all right, and I think after having some of my special trail rations, I think the Mr. Taliesin is feeling a little better
Yes.
as well.
Yes, of course.
Yes,
Good.
we are all alive. We are all in good health.
Wait, sorry?
Good.
Oh yes, we had a fellow prisoner in the cage.
Oh, good on you.
He's the scholar we were sent to find.
That would make sense.
Yes. Should we come to your campsite, or would you like to come to where we are? We'll come to your campsite. You've got a fire. I can make some breakfast.
Okay.
Sure.
Perfect. I will let them know. Hieros, go back and...
So the 3 of you following Hieros back to...
Well, you stay there. I'll bring them.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Please,
bring
please,
him to
please.
this. Okay,
You don't have to follow
okay.
me. I am.
It's not but 10 yards from the tree in which you all spent the night.
I'm gonna start packing up this tent.
Okay, yeah, you
Try
certainly
to take
can.
I'm gonna,
I'll leave the back. We can put it in
I'm gonna
there.
gingerly extend a hand towards the bonfire.
You do so.
Is it hot?
It is. It is a bonfire.
He's just like,
Kashek's just over here putting stuff in his mouth to figure out how the world works.
Did we? I assume we got a long rest. Is that correct?
Yes,
Oh,
everyone
right.
got along.
My
with it.
hit points and my
Yes.
key points.
I hope so. I already
My
went
spell
there.
thingies.
Surprising as it may be,
Yeah,
everybody got a solid long rest.
Woof.
For going poorly, that went rather well.
yeah.
And hey, that's what I mean. Better and worse than I thought it was gonna go.
Yeah.
Well done, all.
I'm sure there were shurefire ways out of that we did not find.
Well, when do we ever...
And there were also way worse ways it could go.
Right.
But that's the fun of D&D.
That is. That's the way we do it.
As usual, I'm gonna use this tireless thing to give myself some temporary hit points.
Okay.
So Hieros is gonna, and trailing Hieros will be Alcyone, and Taliesin walking under his own power, perhaps?
Oh my god, how many levels did he have?
He can't, he just moves slowly.
Great, that's cool.
Almost like his speed is halved.
Almost.
So 2 at least.
If one were to
Almost.
calculate.
Yeah.
If one were to calculate.
You're moving half as quickly as... Wait, hang
My staff is approximately 10 feet long.
Or not feet. Yeah.
on. You look like you could move twice as fast. Maybe 4 times if you were
Yes.
really
So,
playing it.
Alcyone, Hieros, and Taliesin make their way to the camp of the other 3.
Got tents and stuff. Hieros is going to pull out from his pack just a small travel. He's got a few of the accoutrements that Sam Gamgee would have, of course, when traveling.
That's why you fail those stealth checks so often. You got all them clanky pots.
I am not a small man.
So, at long last, after a really fucking stressful night, the party reunites.
It's good to see you. Didn't car get in the night?
Yeah, you too.
Kashek, how'd they do?
Well,
You don't trust us, Alcyone?
In many things.
Mm.
In certain things. He's your man.
Yeah, fair enough.
As the 2 groups reunite, Taliesin makes his way into the clearing and catches sight of the other party, Kashek, Seren, and Surrie. And he locks eyes with you, Seren. And he looks at you for a moment. And he drops to his knees.
he's ill.
I'm sorry, the rigors of the night have taken quite a toll on me. Hieros, would you be so
Yes, my friend.
I'm just
of
gonna
course.
pull
What
my
do you need?
mask up and pull my hood down.
sure?
Yes, of course, my friend. Yes, what is it? What can I do?
I'm
for you?
terribly sorry. This has been I was a captive of Mace Lane for so long, and the excitement of the evenings quite taken a toll on me.
You need some food in you, yes.
No, I'm quite all right. Just, please introduce me to your fellow compatriots.
Oh, yes, of course.
This is all happening in front of him.
It sure is.
He's gonna go over and pump a lesser restoration into this man.
Okay.
Right?
Does that
That's
remove
level
it?
of exhaustion?
It removes a condition, which exhaustion is, so I'll allow it. Yeah.
A level at least?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And we'll do that.
I'll allow it.
Once again, he doesn't really wait for... He just...
Yeah, I'll allow it, definitely.
Your consent is not needed.
Please do not resist.
You're being healed.
You're being healed. Please do not resist.
But yeah, he, once again, generally speaking, for him to cast a spell, he draws sand out of the skull on a staff, and
Right.
it layers itself.
A little more color comes back to his face. He finally takes on the deep sort of royal purple color
Hell yeah.
that you've not yet seen him with. But he... Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And he
This
finds
is
his
Master
feet.
Kashek.
Pleasure to meet you.
Handy to have an pinch. And this is Surrie.
We did meet.
Yes, but of course, rather frightful bit in the cage.
Yes.
Yes. And this is Seren.
Bow.
Seren. It's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Seren is the one that I mentioned who has knowledge of the moon.
But of course.
It came up.
Right.
Relevant to the temple.
I wouldn't really go that far.
Yes, the temple. Yes, the temple. Sort of snapping back to reality, Taliesin. You had said that one of your compatriots had the artifact that would unseal the door.
If you speak of a moon-related artifact, I can think of only one that I know of.
Oh.
Yes, but let me. Of course, this is all a lot of information.
Please have some breakfast, please. You need to eat something.
Got my...
I will not take no for an answer.
trying really hard not to do that thing when... I'm trying really hard to not to do that thing where someone's like, look over there, and you look. Where Hieros was like, you have a ring, and I'm like, don't move your hands, Seren. Just kind of like...
Perhaps, yes, if, a bit of a meal would be best before we proceed. Yes.
There we go. Good. And I will sort of scrounge up whatever nonsense we have. Trail food-wise.
Give me another performance check.
And I've got the cooking utensils proficiency to go with it. That's not as good.
You have a lot more to cook for it now.
That's okay, but it's still a 12.
Nailed it. Yeah, a lot more people. You're not able to find exactly the same flourishes you found last night, but still, you managed to turn meager trail rations into a fine breakfast for all.
It's, well, I think our friend, when he used to live here, probably ate all the good stuff, so I did what I could.
What?
Oh, we were hunkered down in the den of what was probably the home of the great white grizzly stag.
Oh.
Who I believe you referred to as a moonkin. So that seems related in some way, but golly if I can't figure it out.
Correct. Moonkin, a particular brand of fey creature brought to this plane to guard the temple, if my research is correct.
Oh, well that makes sense.
Yes. So, Hieros here led me to believe that one of you has something of an artifact, perhaps recovered from the old valley.
I'm not going to take it off. I'll just kind of play with it a
Fiddle
little.
the ring.
Yeah.
And his eyes kind of lock onto it. Yes. Might I? Kind of extends a hand towards you, trepidatiously.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure. What are you trying to discern?
What is he going to do with it?
Okay, go ahead.
It's a mystery.
It's a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
Best you can tell, he just wants to look at it.
If I take this off, is it going to unattune?
No.
Okay.
No.
No.
Yeah, I think you have to deliberately unattune to something.
Okay. Kind of work it off and hand it over to him.
And he kind of... He's weird. Like, he puts his hand out and then draws it back just a second and then puts it forward again and takes the ring from his hand.
Mm-hmm.
All the while, kind of keeping eyes with you. And then once he finally has it, only then does he break contact and look at it. Where did you come by this?
Barovia. There was a shrine to their moon aspect, I suppose.
This is one of her artifacts. Well, whatever cause of destiny led you to this, it was mighty prosperous. I think this is what we need. And he hands it back to you.
Perfect.
Taliesin then makes his way across, padding his way through the grass to the sheer cliff. No, you're at your camp.
Yeah.
He takes off into the woods.
Oh,
I don't.
are we supposed to?
Was there anything like magical or special about that, or did he just kind of go?
He just left.
Okay.
He just left.
Do you guys know him better now at this point, Wolf?
Do you still have the ring? Sorry.
Yeah.
He gave it back, yeah.
Well, he's certainly not going to get in there without that. So, maybe give him a second.
I was meant to find this.
Yes.
Sure.
Right, but I don't know why. They wouldn't tell me.
Oh, as in you were told to.
Yes.
Who's they?
My... I suppose you could call them co-workers.
It's a modesty.
My masters, then. Should we follow him?
Well, we can finish breakfast. I think he just needs a second.
I can always track him.
Right.
You're not very far away from where these couple... Well, you wouldn't know, but you're not very far from where they
We're not
slept.
far from where we slept last night, and he's not really going to get into where we're trying to get without that. So, finish up breakfast, break down camp, and then
I just mean I didn't come by means I wasn't supposed to.
Nobody thinks so.
Oh, I'm not accused you of such.
All right. You were there. I don't know
I
why I'm
know,
explaining this to you. You were there.
No,
we were both there.
Kind of pull my hood down a little
nobody,
bit more.
Seren, nobody thinks that.
Right. Okay.
Don't worry.
It is good that you have it, so we can find this temple now.
Right. That's the bit that. I'm wondering if there was maybe a step 2 that they just didn't. I don't know.
Something else you should have done that you haven't?
I get up and I walk immediately in the other direction.
Okay.
I'm just gonna,
Taliesin went off in one, Seren the other.
Great.
just gonna finish breakfast again.
Now, Alcyone, damn, these are some good eggs.
If I can get Alcyone semi-alone, maybe when Hieros and Orkashek are there, or just
What an
Hieros.
interesting
So,
bunch of trees.
well, those
you
left at your campsite is you, Surrie, Alcyone, Hieros,
Hieros, and
and Kashek.
Yeah.
Taliesin went in one direction,
Yeah.
Seren went in the other.
Yeah.
Where are Hieros
The
and
danger
Alcyone
is
right now?
past as for now. The time is yours.
Yeah, Hieros will start breaking things down, I guess. So Alcyone is just sort of floating around for a moment.
I'll go to her. What do you think about Hieros continuing to travel with us? Do you think it's a good idea? Should he go back home?
You're worried about him getting hurt.
I don't want to lose him again. I can't.
Put her, take your hand in hers. I know you went through a lot with him. You've been through enough yourself. But if there's anything that he's taught me, it's his choice. And he feels he should at least be with us for now. Maybe he'll head home after this, after he sees us on our way safely. I don't know. But he is, I would say, stubborn, but that sounds like a negative trait.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. He is resilient.
My only... Well,
Think of it this way, at least for now, you get to keep an eye on him.
that's what I was going to say. Sort of my only worry with him going back home is that now they know him.
This thought had crossed my mind as well.
So,
And this is still the same forest, far away as it is, a few days travel still. Yeah.
so maybe it is better this way.
You alright? I was joking before, obviously. I'm glad to see you. You alright?
I'm fine. I'm alright. I was just worried about the both of you, and
I've got plenty of tricks up my sleeves for the both of us, and he has none to speak of, so
I don't know if that's true.
wouldn't call them tricks then. Keeping an eye on Seren. She and this Towson fellow both sort of... Do you know what magnets are?
Yes, I do.
The fuck is that?
It'd be called loading stones,
Do you know what loading stones are called?
colloquially,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yes.
If you get the same end pointing towards each other,
Yeah, that does seem to be what happened, isn't it?
I'm not a scientist, but
Yeah. I think they're just not quite used to the sight of
he knows
one like
something more.
themselves. You know something?
He knows something more than he's letting on. Not sinister, I don't think. But he knows something about her. My dad mentioned the monastery to him last night about Seren being from it, having to ring and such. There was a recognition there, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know why he would know.
I don't know. Elves, it's hard to tell. Aging, maybe he was there and knew her from before she could remember?
I don't know. But, again, not for anything nefarious, but I'm gonna keep an eye on both of them. Just to be sure.
Yeah.
She does rather solve problems with a bluntness.
Yeah, she's getting better. A bit.
I can only imagine what she was like when you met her.
Yeah.
Looks like we have all the pieces at least to make a go of this.
It's good.
Be careful. I'm glad they didn't catch you.
Yeah,
Let's stick together this time.
definitely.
Alright, get your hands a little pat.
Goes over to help Hieros.
Right.
Hieros says, I've been done.
Anything else, Seren, when you walk off?
Just musing about whether or not I was supposed to go back, and I royally fucked everything up. That's all.
So, Seren is off in one direction, Tal's in the other. The four of you are still around the campsite. What would you like to do?
Do we just wait for them to come back? Should I go after Seren?
Well, he went in the direction we're going, so that's fine. Going to need to get her, though.
Right. He wouldn't have just left without us to go right there, right?
No, he's not a fool. He is a scholar.
Sure.
He's right, you know.
Okay. There's a difference between intelligence and wisdom, that's all.
I will eventually come back.
What is the difference?
I wish I knew.
How they're spelled.
Seren will eventually come back. Does anyone want to go find her before that happens?
Oh, I'll go get her, fine.
No, I can go. How long?
I'm gone for like 5 minutes, so I come back to these two having a rock, paper, scissors contest.
Oh, there you are. I did it.
Good job, Hieros.
As you're having a rock, paper, scissors to determine who will go after Seren. Seren,
Or parchment shears. There you go.
Excuse me.
Seren comes back.
Everything alright?
Fine.
Okay.
Sorry.
Everything will be fine.
I had
Yes,
something
everything will be
stuck
fine.
Grass.
Should one of us go after him?
Well, we're all going to go that direction anyway, so
Alright, let's go.
all together.
So breaking down all the tents, maybe tucking those away.
In the bag that holds things.
Holding, yeah.
Correct. The bag that holds things. You make your way back towards the cliff face. You see the three of you with the massive sort of hollowed out trunk. Which looks like the den of some kind of huge animal. As you make your way back up
Could be
towards the
grizzly
sheer
stag.
cliff face, you see Taliesin kind of
palming his way across the cliff face, moving vines out of his way, inspecting this sort of slab of stone rock that presents before you all.
It's like the world's most impressive mime. Actually did it to Madison. Mimes? Oh, horrible branch performers.
Oh, I know what a
you
mime
know what mimes
is.
are. There you go.
Here it is!
No.
He cries out.
Okay.
And as you cast your gaze across to the cliff face, he moves to the side. A sort of clutch of vines that come down from the top of the cliff. And moving them aside, you see a very small, slight, oval indentation in the side of the cliff face that looks as if it is meant to house some sort of small stone.
That's our target?
I think this is it. I think this is the keyhole. I think with the artifact, should that prove to be it, we can do it. We can find the long-lost temple.
Yeah, just make sure that if that does open up and stuff, don't go running off from us, alright?
Well, indubitably, I have no idea what dangers lurk on the other side. This is as far as my research extends.
So, sticking close together is a good idea.
I think that quite prudent, yes.
With you on that one.
I'll take it off again and see if I can slot it into this little oval hole.
You do so. It glides in perfectly. The ring. And as you it into place, around the little hole in the side of the cliff begins to illuminate, and lines begin to splinter off. As they do so, little beams of light ping, like an illustration of a constellation. And the straight beams hit a little ping of light and carry off another line, ping somewhere else. Until finally, a constellation appears of what looks to be half horse, half elf, with great horns going off in either direction.
Like
you
a
see
centaur? Or
like a centaur,
saber?
like a centaur,
Okay.
but the top half elven instead of human.
Okie dokie.
You see his hands, the constellation's trace, his hands extending towards the sky, his face in profile like an Egyptian sort of hieroglyph, extended up towards the sky. And as soon as the constellation comes into full view, as if in clay bricks, the cliff face begins to whirl and twist in every direction, forming a perfect archway in the cliff face. And peering through, beyond, you see a massive tree extending up towards the heavens.
Does the constellation stay on the rock face?
Not as it begins to parse away. The place in which the constellation was the archway.
Got it.
And so as it sort of moves away, you are left with this perfect archway and a path extending towards an enormous tree in the distance.
We were being pursued yesterday. If we close this behind us, what happens?
Oh, wish more than anything I could tell you, but this is where my research stops. We're off the map now. We found it. The long-lost temple of Cananos.
I think the best we can do is walk through and see if it closes after us. I don't think we have any mechanism to close the thing, do we?
I could take the ring back out.
Is it?
Could I?
The ring hovers in midair. Where you inserted it into the cliff face has since moved
that's the
away to
archway,
form
yeah.
the archway, and
Okay.
it just hovers in midair.
You've got the key there, my friend.
Does everybody kind of start filing in?
Yes.
I'll be the last one then. I'll see what happens if I take it.
You extend your hand and just sort of clasp your fingers around it in midair, pulling it free. And as you do so,
Yep, move it quickly.
Move.
the earthen cliff face again starts closing in around you. And as you make your way through the archway, finally it closes. And you are left in a space filled with ethereal light as an enormous tree makes its way up skyward, so tall that around the midsection of its trunk you can see clouds begin to form around it.
Yeah, that's good shit.
And I think we call it there.
Last question.
Yes, sir.
Does it look like we're inside of something, or like after we walk in, does it look like there's sky again?
You're in this... It's the sky, but you can't shake the feeling you're in this weird, ethereal,
Okay.
domed space.
Okay.
Because did we see this?
No, you did
No,
not.
we did not. I was gonna say, yeah.
You just saw the cliff face.
Yeah.
And we'll call it there.
Nice, man. That was dope as fuck.